Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. So we are working on chapter 2. That's from the book Maths Make Sense grade 7. You can find the book, that is Pearson Math Make Sense grade 7. So we're working on chapter 2, that is integers, and the lesson we're going to cover from the chapter is subtracting integers on number line. Then we'll start chapter 3, that is fractions, decimals and percents, and the lesson we are going to cover is fractions to decimal. Okay, let's just start with the lesson subtracting integers on number line. Okay, here I'm on 2.5 subtracting integers on a number line. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, so we're going to learn how do we subtract integers using number line here, right? So let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Use a number line to subtract. So you have to subtract using number line. So let's just start with the first question, that is positive 2 minus positive 1. Question number 1a, positive 2 minus positive 1. Let me just confirm, positive 2 minus positive 1. Okay, how do we subtract? So you have to start with 0. Here is the number line. 0, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Here you have all the positive numbers. Here you have all the negative numbers, negative 1, negative 2 and negative 3. So you have to go positive to 2 is positive number. So start with 0 and go to 2, right? That is positive 2. Then you have to subtract plus 1, right? So basically subtracting a negative, subtracting a positive number is same as subtracting, right? So you have to do minus 1. So you have to go back from here, minus 1, right? So when you subtract 1, that equals, you're left with just this one, that is positive 1. So that means positive 2 minus positive 1 equals plus 2 minus plus 1, and that equals plus 1, right? Okay, let's just do another example. The other one is, let's do E part, negative 2 minus negative 6. Negative 2 minus negative 6. Okay. Okay, so let's just draw a number line here. Here you have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so subtracting a negative number is same as adding, right? That is actually you have to do. So here you have minus 1, minus 2. So go from minus 2, from 0 to, sorry, from 0 to, not from 1. From 0 to negative 2, right? Then you have to add 6. So start from here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll end here on 3, on 4, right? So when you count, you are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are positive. So negative 2 minus negative 6 equals positive 4, right? So subtracting a negative sum number is same as adding, right? That is basically the concept you have to learn. Okay, the next one is the last one, -3 minus -7. Okay, -3 minus -7. So again, subtracting a negative number is same as adding. So basically you have to -3 plus 7, right? So just draw a number line. Here you have 0, -1, -2, and -3. So here you have -3, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So start from here and go 7. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You go here. So -3 plus 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that equals +4, right? So -3 minus -7 equals +4, right? Okay. Okay, let's start with question number 3. Use a number line to subtract. Write the subtraction equations. Okay, let's just start with question number 3. +10 minus +5. Okay, so you are going to subtract a positive number, right? So subtracting a positive number is same as subtracting, like it is +10 and -5, right? So let's just draw it on the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you have to go from 0 to 10, +10. Go from 0 to 10. Then you have to subtract 5. So start from here and go back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you end up here. You are left with +5, right? You can see all of them are positive. So you are left with +5. That means +10 minus +5 equals +5, right? Okay, let's just do another part. Let's do D. -10 minus +5. -10 minus +5, right? Okay, so basically subtracting a positive number is same as subtracting, right? So you have to do -10 and -5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, -7, -8, -9, and -10. Okay, for -10, start from 0 and go -10. Again, you have -5. You have to add -5, right? So you have to make another 5 here. -11, -12, that would be -15 until -15, right? So you have to go here. So that means -10 and minus +5, that equals -15. So the correct option is -15, right? Okay. Okay, let's just do question number 4. Rewrite using addition to find each difference. So you have to rewrite them to find the difference, right? Positive 6 minus positive 4. You just have to question number 4. Positive 6 minus positive 4. You have to rewrite with addition sign, right? So basically, you can write it as negative positive 6 and positive negative 4. That's it exactly same, right? Basic thing is you have to do 6 minus 4 and 6 minus 4 equals 2. So the difference is positive 2, right? Okay, let's just do another one. Negative 1 minus positive 1. Negative 1 minus positive 1. So you have to write with addition sign negative 1, positive negative 1, right? So that equals, they are positive 1 minus positive 1, sorry. Okay. So plus 1 minus 1 is 0, right? So the correct option is 0. Okay. The next one is question number 5. What is the difference in temperature? Okay. So our temperature 7 degree above 0 and temperature 5 degree C below 0, right? What is the difference in temperature? How do you subtract to find out? So you have to calculate the difference in temperature, right? So the first one is a temperature 7 degree above 0. Above 0 is positive, right? And below 0 is negative. So you have to write it with the to find the subtraction. Okay, so above 0 is positive 7, right? And the second one is a temperature 5 degrees C below 0. That would be represented by a negative 5, right? So you have to write some equation with how do you, what is the difference? Okay, you have to calculate the difference in temperature, right? So it would be positive 7 and minus negative 5, right? This way you can write. Okay, the next one is the C part. A temperature 4 degrees C below 0 and temperature 9 degrees C above 0. Okay. Okay, 4 degrees C below 0, right? That would be represented by negative 4. And 9 degrees C above 0, that would be represented by negative number, right? So it would, sorry, positive number above 0 it is. So it would be negative 4 minus positive 9, right? You have to evaluate. You can do minus 4 minus 9. That would be negative 13. That means the difference in temperature is negative 13, right? Okay. Let's just start with question number 6. What is the difference in golf scores? How do you subtract to find out? Okay, you have to do the same thing, but now you are given with the golf scores, right? So let's just start with the first one. The first one is a golf score 2 over par and a golf score 6 under par. So over par would be positive and under par would be negative value, right? So let's just start with question number 6a. Okay, so 2 over par and 6 under par. Okay, over par would be positive. Over par would be a positive value, that would be positive 2, and under par would be a negative value, that is negative 6. You have to calculate the difference. So you have to do positive 2 minus negative 6, right? So you can evaluate, you have to do positive 2 and positive 6, that would be positive 8, right? Okay, the next one is C part, a golf score of 5 under par and a golf score of 4 over par. Okay, you have to 5 under par, that would be negative, and 4 over par, that would be positive. So you can write it as negative 5 minus positive 4, right? And you can evaluate negative 5, negative 4, and that equals negative 9, right? Okay, let me be quick. Okay, let's start with question number 8. Okay, subtract negative 6 minus positive 11. Okay, first let's just subtract. Let me, because I have to. Okay, negative 6 and negative positive 11, that would equals negative 6 negative 11, right? So that equals negative 17. Suppose we subtract the integers in the opposite. Okay, now let's just do in opposite direction. So it would be then positive 11, and subtracting a negative number is same as adding, so it would be positive 17. How does the answer compare with the answer in part A? Use number lines to explain. Okay, you have to explain using number lines, but I am okay. C part is how is, okay, C part is how is positive 6 minus minus 11 different from, okay, how do these two values different, right? Okay, negative 6, positive 6, and negative, subtracting a negative number is same as adding, so it would be positive 17, and negative 6, that is negative 17. We already did this one, so you have to explain how they both are different. So basically, when you change the order and signs as well, the difference is they are opposite integers, right? You can see here you have positive 17 and negative 17. So each integer was swapped with its opposite. You can see negative 6, negative 6, positive 11. So you time just subtracting, and basically order matters when you're subtracting integers, right? Okay, let's just do question number 9. Show the three ways that positive 4 can be written as difference of two integers. Okay, you have so many ways you can write positive 4 as difference of two integers. For example, positive 6, positive negative 2, 6 minus 2 makes positive 4, right? Okay, negative 1 plus plus 5, that makes 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, positive 8 minus positive 4, and you have so many ways you can use any numbers, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 10. Try take it further. Use pattern to subtract positive 2 minus positive 5. Start the pattern with positive 6 minus, subtract positive 2. Okay, you have to start with pattern, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 10. You have to start with pattern positive 6 minus positive 5, and that equals 1. You have to start from here. Okay, so let's just decrease this integer, right? Positive 6, for the next time positive 5 minus positive 5, minus 5, 5 minus 5 is 0. Then you have positive 4 minus positive 5, that would be negative 1. then positive 3 minus positive 5, that would be negative 2. Then you have negative 2 and plus positive 5, that equals negative 3. Basically, this is what you are given in the question. You have to find this difference. You see here, subtract positive 2 minus positive 5, right? So you can see 5 and positive 5 are common in the pattern given and in the question actually. That's why I just changed this one, the first integer, right? So you can see we are here positive 2, sorry, that is positive 2. 5 plus 2 is, sorry, that would be positive 2 minus positive 5, that equals negative 3, right? Okay, let's just do another part. Okay, the third one, negative 3 plus negative 7. We have to start with the pattern. You can see 7 and positive 7 and positive 7 is common. So you can, I'm going to start change the first integer, right? Decrease the first integer by 1 every time. Okay, let me just write. Sorry, positive 8 minus positive 7. Okay, start decreasing this one by 1. Positive 7 minus positive 7, that is 0. Positive 6 minus positive 7. 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Positive 5 minus positive 7. 7 minus 5, negative 2. Positive 5 minus, sorry, positive 4 minus 7 minus 4 minus 7, negative 3. I think we have to go till 3. Yes, here you have negative 3, right? You have to go till negative 3. So I'm going to skip some of the values, right? Positive 3 minus positive 7. So 7, 3 minus 4. We have to go till negative 3. Okay. So positive 2 minus positive 7, that is negative 5. Positive 1 minus positive 7, minus 6. Positive 0 minus positive 7, that would be negative 7, right? Okay, then you have to go till negative 3. Negative 1 minus negative 7, positive 7, sorry. That would be minus 8. Negative 2 minus positive 7, that would be minus 9. Negative 2 minus positive 7, that's what you have to calculate. Sorry, negative 3, that would be negative 10. This is what you have to evaluate in the question, that would be 10. You can see here it is negative 3. You have to evaluate negative 3 minus positive 7, right? So negative 3 minus positive 7 equals negative 10. Okay, evaluate. Let's start with question number 2a. Positive 4. Let me just write it down on board. Question number 12. The one I skipped, you have to try them on your own, right? And if you still need help with any of the question, you can contact Any Tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 9. But at least you have to try, right? Because I don't have this much time to do each and every question on board. So the ones I left, you have to try them on your own, right? Okay. Positive 4 minus positive 2 minus positive 1, right? So basically, you are subtracting positive numbers. They are equal, they are same as subtracting, right? You have to do 4 minus 2 minus 1. So 4 minus 2 is 2 and 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, let's just do one more from here. That would be f. Negative 7. Negative 7 minus plus 1 plus negative 3. So it would be negative 7. Subtracting a positive integer is same as subtracting, and adding a negative integer is same as subtracting. So negative 7, negative 1, negative 3. So you have to add them up, they equals negative 1, right? Negative 11, sorry, you have to add them all, they that equals negative 11. Okay, so you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So if you need more help with the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. But at least you have to try them on your own, right? Okay, we're done with the chapter. We're going to start the new chapter, that is fractions, decimals, and percents. So let's just start with the chapter 3, that is fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay, let's start with the first one, 3.1, that is fractions to decimal. Basically, that is a conversion. You are given with the fractions, you have to convert them into decimals, right? So how do we convert? Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, let's start with the first question. Use a calculator when you need to. Okay, you are allowed to use calculator. I don't think you're if you're allowed in your school or not, but here you are given, if you need calculator, you can use. Okay, let's just start with the first one, that is 2 over 3, right? Each fraction has a decimal, so you have to write in a decimal. 2 over 3, either you can divide manually or either you can use calculator. If you are perfect with division, you can divide. If you're not, you can use calculator. Like, you have to divide like this. You cannot divide 2 by 3. You have to put a decimal point over here and 0 over here, right? So 3 times 6 is 18. 18 take 20, take away 18 is 2. You already have a decimal point, you can add 0. 3 take 6 times 6 is 18. That is a recurring decimal. That is a recurring element. Recurring element means every time you subtract, you get 2, and that goes on, right? So that means it would be 0.666, or you can round it off to 0.6, right? So the decimal is 0.6. Okay, recurring means it keep dividing again and again. Identify each decimal as terminating or repeating. So this one is repeating. You can see again 6666. You keep dividing and you will get every time the difference too, right? Okay, let's just start with another example. Okay, the next one is 5 over 6. So you have to do the same thing. Either you can use calculator or either you can divide, right? If you are allowed to use calculator, then you can. Otherwise, you can divide. 0 point, you have to add 0, right? So 6 times 8 is 48. 50 take away 48 is 2. You already have a decimal, put 0. 6 times 3 is 18. You have 2. Again, just add 0. 6 times 3 is 18. So every time you subtract, you will get 2. That is a recurring decimal, right? So the answer is 0.83. Okay. Okay, let's just start with question number 2. Write each decimal as fraction. Okay, now you are given the answers in decimals. You have to write them down in fractional form. Okay, 0.9 you have to write as fractions. So writing in fractional form is very easy. What you have to do, you simply have to have to add, like, you have a decimal point, write a decimal point, 1 for a decimal point, right? And you have one digit right after decimal point, so just add a 0, right? So it would be in the fractional form, that equals 9 over 10, right? So basic thing is you have to add 1 for the decimal point and you have to count the digits after decimal. If you have one digit, you just have to add 1 0 in the denominator. So that would be in fractional form, that would equals 9 over 10, right? Okay, the next one is 0.26. Okay, 0.26. Okay, just add a 1 for a decimal point. You have now two digits right after decimal point, so you can add two zeros, right? Only I You have to divide them by a common number to write the answer in simplest form. So I think you can divide them by 2. 2 times 13 is 26 and 2 times 50 is 100. So it would be 13 over 50, right? Okay, let's just do 0.125, the third last one. 0.125. Okay, just add a 1 for a decimal point. Right after decimal, you have 1, 2, 3 digits, so add three zeros. You can write the answer in simplest form. You have to divide them by 5. 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 2 is 10, 0, 0. You can again divide by 5. 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 4 is 20, 0. You can divide them again by 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 8 is 40. So in the simplest form, the fraction would be 1 over 8. Either you can divide them by a bigger number, like you can divide them by 75, right? So if you divide them by 7, no, not by 7, you have to divide them by 125. Like I did division 3 times. So you can simply divide 125 by 1000 over 125, right? Because 1000 divided by 125 equals 8, so you can divide, right? Okay, let's just start with write each fraction as decimal. Let's start with question number 3. So you are given the fractions, you have to write the describe the pattern in your answer to part A. Use your pattern to predict that. Okay, let's start with 1 over 27. Question number 3. Okay, 1 over 27. So you can either use calculator. So let me just use the calculator. It would be 0.0370, right? So if you write the answer in, it would be 0.037, right? That is a recurring, you can see, right? The repeating number is 037. You can see this one is repeating again and again, right? 370, they are repeating. Okay, the next one is 3 over 27. I'm doing the last one, then we'll see the pattern, right? Okay, let's do 3 over 27. So you can, by dividing, it would be 0.11111. So you can write it as 0.1, right? Okay, now let's just do the second part. You have to identify the pattern for 4 over 27, right? So when you divide 4 over 27, it would be 0.148148, right? So you can write it as 0.148, right? Okay, then you have 8 over 27. So for 8 over 27, it would be 0.296 and you can write it as 0.296. That is again a recurring decimal, right? 296 is repeating again and again, right? Okay, let me be quick. We'll start with question number 4. For each fraction, write an equivalent fraction with denominator 10, 100 or 1000, 2 by 5. Okay, you have to write down the equivalent fractions. Okay, 2 over 5. That means you have to make denominator 10, right? So 5 times 2 is 10. Just multiply it by the 10. So 2 times 2 is multiplied by the 2. 2 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4 and 5 times 2 is 10. So you can write in decimal as 0.4, right? So you for if you have to make the denominator 100, you can just 5 times what number is 100? 5 times 20 is 100. 2 times 20 and 5 times 20. So it would be 40 over 100, and when you write in decimal it would be 0.4, right? Okay, let's just do another one. It would be 13 over 25, C part. Okay, you have to write down decimal. 25 times 4 is 100, so you can do 13 times 4 and 25 times 4. 13 times 4 is 52 and 25 times 4 is 100, so it would be 0.52. Basically, you have to make the denominator 100. So 25 times what number is 100? 25 times 4 is 100, so you can multiply it by the 2, right? Okay. Let's start with question number 5, right? Each decimal has a fraction in simplest form, so 0.6. That means 6 is repeating again and again because you have a bar over 6, right? So the number that have the bar over 6, that's the one that is repeating again and again, right? So you have to write the answer, right? Each decimal has fraction. You have to write the answer in fractional form, right? Okay, 0.6. You have a 0.6, right? So you have to represent 0.6 as a fraction. So you can use the numerator of a fraction with the denominator of 9 because you have only 1/10 digit. So you can write it as 6 over 9, right? So when you write in simplest form, it would be 2 over 3. The third one is 0.41. You can see it, you have the values till hundreds, 0.41, right? So it would be to the hundred, so you can write it as 41 over 99, right? Okay, I think we can do till question number 12, 10. The rest part we'll do in the next lesson, right? Because we have a very short time. Write 5 by 17 as decimal. Let's start with question number 7. So you have to write 5 by 7 as 5 by 17 as decimal. The calculated display is not long enough to show repeating digits. How could you find the repeating digits? 5 over 17. Basically, you are going to divide, right? So let's just divide 17 and 5. Put a decimal point over here, 0 over here. 17 times 2 is 34. You're left with 16, not 17. Put another 0. You have so you can add as many zeros as you can, right? So it would be, now you have to count 7 till 160. So 7 times 17 times 9 is 153. You can use calculator for subtract dividing and subtracting each time, right? So 17 times 4 is 68. It would be 20. 17 times 1 is 17. So you can carry on until so many digits, right? Okay. Question number 8. Write 1 by 5 as decimal. Use the fraction to write each number below as a decimal. You have to write 1 by 5 as decimal, right? Let's start with question number 8, I think. 1 by 8, 1 by 5. Write 1 by 5 as decimal. Write 1 by 5 as decimal. Use this decimal to write each number below as a decimal. Okay, start with 4 by 5. 4 by 5. 5 times 8 is 40. That equals 0.8, right? Then you have 7 over 5. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So it would be 1.4, right? Okay. Let's just do question number 9, right? Each fraction as a decimal. So you are given the fractions, you have to write them down as a decimal. 1 over 999. You can use calculator, right? 1 over 999. So when you use calculator, it would be 0.001001. So that is the recurring 1001, right? So you can write it as 0.001. That means that is the recurring. Okay, the next one is 54 over 999. So just use the calculator, it would be 0.054054. So 054 is the recurring every time the three digits are repeating, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 10. Match each set of the decimals and fractions. Okay, you have to match 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3. 1 over 3, just use the calculator. 1 over 3 is 0.3. 2 over 3 is 0.6. That means A match to 3. Just use calculator, divide by calculator and match it to the correct match, right? Okay. Then 1 over 8. 1 over 8 is 0.2. No, 1 over 8 is, let's just use calculator. 1 over 8 is 0.125, right? So that means the correct one is this one. Then the third one is 1 over 5, that would be 0.2. So this is the correct one. Then 1 over 6, that would be 0.16, right? So these are the correct options. Okay, we will start from question 11 in the next session. So you have to, the questions I skipped, you have to try them on your own, right? So we did lesson 3.1 till question number 10. You have to start from question number 11 in the next session. So please, you have to try at least all the questions I skipped on your own. If you have any question, you can please ask. Okay, so we're working on grade 7 math. We have started with the chapter 2.5. We did one of the lesson from 2.5, that is 2. Chapter from 2.5 we did, from chapter 2 we did lesson 2.5. Okay, great. The lesson is subtracting integers on a number line. Then we've started chapter 3 from the book, that is fractions, decimals and percents, and the lesson we have covered from the chapter is fractions to decimal. So please make sure before the next section you have to try all the questions I skipped. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, right? So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.